up in any game yet. So it has always been banned out. To deal with throughout that mid lane.
Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
They could always just pick up something safer like Alina, who can just attack from a mile away, and it's not the best pickup it feels like for RR, but you can't really go for TA, you can't really go for Brood. Would go for the OD, it does seem to still work quite nicely. Again though, we did see a similar draft last game that just didn't pan out very well. Would have loved the Razor right now, but RR banned it out themselves in the second ban phase. And they'll go for the Drow instead, fair enough. So we've got a bit of a Drow strat going on here. Mostly just between the Drow and the Gyrocopter. The Silence is still going to be very, very effective up against the Ember Spirit though, so you can definitely see the value in this Drow pick. Adroit's draft though does look relatively scary. One of the newer experimental drafts certainly, but does seem very, very hard to deal with. A lot of mobility, a lot of damage, a lot of disable just in the form of that Witch Doctor alone. The problem is with this Drow, you've got the catch there. I mean, the Ember Spirit can just get the Sleight of Fist chains off onto Alacrity. You've also got the hook there from Bok on the clock. It does feel like this Drow is going to be a bit of a sitting duck throughout these team fights. We'll see how much work Drew can get done on the Gyrocopter. It's going to be more about how much farm he can get in the lanes and in the jungle. But if their lanes don't go well for the side of the Radiant, it does seem like Adroit are just going to run all over them. So we'll get into the game very, very soon and find out how all this pans out. Alright, and we'll get into it. RR versus Adroit, game number 1.
Prepare for
It does look like Alacrity is going to go for the mid drought, which does seem to work okay up against Mac if he does go mid on the Ember, which he should. Looks like Boomy may take over the mid lane though on the Venomancer. I'm sure they'll just switch it up. Because Drew will be there on the safe lane as that Gyro. Nuts will be there to support on the AA. Still a very dangerous lane for them though. I mean, this clock, if he does get started, can be very hard to stop. Especially if he has Boomy there on the Venomancer.
another triumph. "30 seconds to battle."
Looks like RR really setting up to ensure they get these top bounties. Natsumi always has the Spirit Bear to get it for him. KYXY should be able to spot this out.
The battle begins.
But here comes CML as well. They really want to just pincer this Omni Knight. It looks like KYXY does manage to pick up the bounty though. It will be a 2-for-2 trade at the end. Another very even start between both teams. Mac will indeed rotate back into the mid lane as the Ember, so he's more than happy to go up against that Drow being played by Alacrity. I don't think he should really be able to shut Alacrity down very well. Not up until those later levels. Alacrity should be able to get some decent farm in this mid lane. Of course, top lane though, I can't say the same for KYXY. Like up against the Lone Druid, even the Witch Doctor himself, it's going to be very, very hard to get in range. Because of that, the Entangle just constantly going to be coming in from that Spirit Bear. KYXY, all he can do is run and hope for the best. Another Entangle comes out for KYXY. Alacrity, meanwhile, does end up finding Mac's Courier mid lane. So Mac losing his Courier very early on, and that's going to be a massive loss for the Ember. Does really rely on bringing out multiple sources of regen out to continue to stay in this lane as that Ember Spirit, but now Alacrity certainly going to have that advantage to can happily just continue harassing out this Ember, understanding he won't have any regen to use. In fact, he just uses his salve now. He has one shared tango left. Meanwhile, Boomy looks like he's just going to sit in the jungle and use Venom wards, just farm up these ancient stacks. This is quite a reliable and quick way of farming up on the Venomancer. So essentially, you're going to have 4 cores on the side of Adroit. While Bok is going to stay in the bot lane. He won't find much farm, but he'll have all that solo XP to himself. And as I say that, looks like Hustler will find another Courier. This time Natsumi's Courier going down. So that's 2 gone for the side of Adroit. CML will try to punish him, but I don't believe he'll get too much damage off onto the Sand King. Does have Burrow Strike just in case as well. Of course, mid lane, a bit of a man fight going on between Alacrity and Mac, though it looks like Mac will win out on that. He does find the first blood for the side of Adroit. Alacrity, I'm not sure what he was doing in that position. Does end up losing his life to Mac. Of course, he will just TP straight back into the lane, but he had such an advantage with that Courier going down. But now, Mac, he has his Courier back, he finds first blood, and suddenly it looks like Mac's got all the advantage, though Alacrity with the multi-shot. It's harassing out Mac. Looks like Natsumi is still having a great old time up against KYXY. At the very least, KYXY is still sustaining. As the levels go up on this Lone Druid, it just gets more and more dangerous. Hustler will rejoin this top lane though. Meanwhile, Alacrity really dishing out the harassment towards Mac. In fact, there's the multi-shot, and he does find the kill. Just barely Alacrity finds it. A nice pickup from the Drow. And it's not so often you used to see a Drow finding kills by himself, but apparently that's a thing now in the new patch. Mac not going to be too happy about that one. Back down to the bot lane, Drew. Pretty well on the gyrocopter, 24 last hits, 9 denies. Of course, Bok not really able to shut him down on the clockwork. He only has about 7 and 7 himself. There's just not much he can do. He's just going to rely on getting all this XP for himself and trying to pursue these kills after the 10-minute mark. Of course, Boomy's having a great old time though. Top of the last hits board, and he can just go on like this forever. Taking full advantage of those jungle items that can drop as well. And he's already at level 5. It's going to hit a very, very fast level 6 timing. Though, looks like Alacrity has rotated in, although Bok maybe okay. Nuts. Does he want to keep going? The cold feet is going to be there on Bok. It won't really matter though. They just wanted the bounty rune. They should be able to find the west side bounty as well. Both teams have just left it for now. But that should just be the gyros. It's going to be a pretty big concern here for Adroit. I mean, the gyro and the drow are still farming very, very well. I mean, you could just rely on the fact that Boomy's already got a mech up, which is kind of ridiculous. I mean, that was about 5 minutes in he got that mech. So perhaps now with that mechanism, you can start really pushing the issue down at this bot lane. RR are set up to defend. They've got 3 heroes down at the bot. Boomy dishing out the harassment towards Drew. Hustler only level 4 in the Sand King. Does have that level 2 Burrow Strike. In fact, they're going to jump in now. Bok, who are you going for? He goes straight after Nuts on the AA. Gets the cogs off as well. With that battery assault, it will be a very, very easy kill. Hustler actually never threw out the Burrow Strike to try and help. Looks like he just held onto it just in case they went after the gyrocopter. And with that, with all these serpent wards, or rather Venom wards, you will be able to just get the tier 1 bot tower very easily. Hustler. There's no more Sandstorm. We'll have to be very careful about how he approaches this. Gets Maledicted and Cast comes out. He's got a fair bit of damage, but he will go into the Sandstorm once again. Will be able to survive though. I can't say the same for Bok, who is in a lot of trouble right now. Alacrity will be there and Bok does go down. Meanwhile, Hustler does actually end up finding CML on the Witch Doctor. Boomy isn't really backing off yet. It seems like he does want to try and get this Sand King. Just waiting out that Sandstorm to expire. It does, but he won't be there for the Venomous Scale. In fact, he didn't even have it skilled up. Now Bok's courier goes down as Hustler. Gonna rotate in onto Boomy. Boomy now gonna find a bounty rune there for absolutely no reason. He does cop a Burrow Strike though and does go down to Drew on the gyrocopter. Top lane there will be another trade. KYXY going down now. Bok does fall relatively low on the clock, but he will be able to walk out of there safely. And so we have a 4-3 slight net worth lead for the side of Adroit on the Dire. But essentially still a very, very even game. It's Mac now. Gonna meet up with Boomy. Give Boomy the arcane ring.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
You've got more mana sustain now on that Venomancer. Mid lane Alacrity could be in trouble. Mac doesn't have chains yet though, so he doesn't really have a way to hold Alacrity down, but he does have CML in the back waiting to throw out that cask. CML does run in, but does also back off. Meanwhile, up at the top, Natsumi going to be in trouble as they do loop around on the side of RR. This lone droid is all by himself with that rocket flare coming out, but homing missile as well. And the call down, it will be more than enough though. Mac, he rotates in on the Ember. Who's he going for? He remnants straight towards Nuts. Doesn't have the chains, but may not even need it. In fact, he doesn't. The Flame Guard and right clicks will be enough, but now CML going to be chased down by Drew. Though Drew going to try and backpedal as Mac has not done yet. He's still got the haste rune active. There's the Heavenly Grace. Drew will be safe. Bot lane though. Hustler gonna go after Bok. Bok has the battery assault and he's gonna continue to chase his Sand King, but it's in the Sandstorm. He does have mech though coming out from Boomy and he will survive. That'll make it a 5-5 now. The slight net worth lead does go the way of RR now. While all that was happening, the mid-tier 1 was being pushed in by Alacrity on the Drow. It looks like Alacrity will rotate up top to try and help out Drew, who's in a lot of trouble. Nice silence as well as the multi-shot coming out. But Mac will sustain. In fact, a mango tree has been planted for the side of RR. Alacrity. Boundary Rinse doesn't get the silence off in time. A nice dodge there by Mac. Would at least get the outpost. But Dire side, they will be able to find the west side outpost being taken by Bok.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Looks like CML though, going to be going down. He throws out the cask and he's still alive throughout all this, but KYXY is not leaving him alone. Meanwhile, Mac jumping in, but he jumped into 3 of them. He tries to remnant out. It looks like he will do so for now, but KYXY, he does not want to continue the chase. They will leave them be. Somehow CML managed to survive all that. Mac will just get straight back to farming. RR. You can tell they're really trying to push the issue early on with this Drow, but it hasn't really been working out for them. Still top lane. KYXY, Ice Blast going to come out. He does take it. Bok is there as well with the Ice Blast passive, but Nuts going to go down regardless. KYXY could not help out. Too low on HP, had no mana, just need to get the hell out of there. Still this Drow just farming so darn well. Closely followed by the Venomancer, but
is under attack.
the Drow does certainly seem a lot scarier. Still though, Adroit don't seem too phased by any of this. Hustler, Burrow Strike into the Sandstorm on Mac. Mac will be able to get out of there safely though. Alacrity even finding himself a trusty shovel now. Adroit, they have smoked up. Straight towards that mid lane. Boomy is almost just trying to bait in the side of RR, but nobody's taking the bait. So I say that KYXY does run back in, but he has Heavenly Grace available. Now Drew though runs in, but this is not what he wanted. Matt, can you hold him down? Not quite, but a beautiful hookshot coming out from Bok, just holding Drew down. Still the Rocket Flare will take him out. Now the Burrow Strike as well. Mac just trying to control up this Gyrocopter, but Mac is falling low and he does go. Hustler, he'll be the trade there from Natsumi. But it's a 2-for-1 trade, and Reality Rift are certainly going to be happier about that one. In fact, they may find the Veno, though. Alacrity, got to be so careful as Natsumi runs in. Where's the Entangle? Heavenly Grace comes out, Alacrity still running away. Natsumi making the chase. He won't quite find it. They will find that T1 mid tower.
Radiant structures are fortified. Dire's top tower is under
Burrow Strike though, Hustler, going to try and slow this down, but he gets dusted up. Ice Blast is going to be pretty darn nice from Nuts, but there won't be any follow-up to it.
Radiant's bottom tower is under
It will at least force back the side of Adroit. And RR certainly don't want to allow that T1 mid tower to go down that quickly, as it does open up the map quite a lot for the side of Adroit. Back. Saying hello to Drew. Drew has some friends coming up in the smoke. Mac got to be careful not to get hit by that gust of alacrity. Do spot him out. Drums being popped. There's the burrow into the Ice Blast and the silence as well. And that is definitely a dead Mac. In fact, they even take the broom handle away from the Ember.
I'll take that. Dire's
Give that to alacrity, it looks like. With that, the T1 top tower going to be taken down as well. RR just certainly making the plays for themselves. Certainly still is a very, very even game between these two.
Dire's top tower has fallen.
Look at that top T1. Adroit to set up for that mid T1 once again.
I'll take that.
RR going to be the ones starting to push in that mid T1 themselves.
Dire's structures are fortified. Dire's middle tower is under
True, already set up behind the trees. Adroit, can you really defend this? For Bok, he's going to run in straight with the cons, but there's the gust coming out. Mac jumps in as well. Poison Nova is there on KYXY as well as the call down. Epicenter not really doing much either, but they have found the Venom Boomy. He goes down. Now Mac still chasing after Drew, but he has the Guardian Angel there. Bok is falling very, very low. Mac, he'll go ahead and take down KYXY on the Omni. And so a 1-for-2 trade to the side of RR. Hustler does manage to survive on the Sand King. They do find that T1 tower as well, and it looks like they are very happy with that. Still though, there is a lot of pressure being applied down bot. Natsumi going to be able to find a free tier 2 tower. And there will be absolutely no contestation for that. So you could argue Adroit are going to be okay with that trade. Still, they definitely want that mid T1 for themselves. Van Brace on alacrity, just so much value in terms of stats. Now Adroit move their way up top. Nuts. We'll give vision for a second, but unfortunately that was right underneath the sentry ward. Observer does go down. Still, Adroit are completely aware that they're there, but it looks like they aren't interested in taking the team fight quite yet. The Implore is there on Mac as well. That's a great item on this Ember. Just getting that first hit crit never hurts on an Ember Spirit of all things. In fact, they will jump in. It looks like RR will go straight after CML, and the Witch Doctor easily going down. Hustler with the Burrow and the Rocket Flare is there from Drew, and it looks like that'll be the end of that. Excuse me, the Rocket Barrage, I should say. Oh, bot, Natsumi. Up to KYXY, but so the Omni should be perfectly fine. There's no help around here for Natsumi to really be able to take this guy out, but he does get the Entangle. There's the Heavenly Grace coming out. Still, Natsumi does have help coming in to the outpost. In fact, Mac does loop around from the river, and KYXY now certainly not wanting to remain any longer. He's just going to try and outrun the side of Adroit, and does do so successfully. Burrow Strike is going to be there from Hustler. Ice Blast just in case. The Roshan almost taking the kill away. But Drew will find it with that Rocket Barrage. And with that, they loop around straight towards that top lane. They want that tier 2 tower, or at least to apply some pressure. Epicenter, straight onto Mac, though it was cancelled off early on. He didn't actually get the Epi off. A Hustler now. Well, he's trapped up in the cogs, and that's a lot of damage coming up, though. Guardian Angel will be there from KYXY. Drew with the call down as well, finding Bok, and they do find Mac on the Ember as well. Now the Ice Blast, CML, is he going to take it? It's not even necessary. Drew finds the kill with the Barrage, and with that, they find a Spirit Bear as well. That's going to be 300 gold to Alacrity on the Drow. And so a 3-for-0 trade. Hustler's Epicenter, unfortunately being cancelled off a little early. It just didn't matter though. Still found the kills. That also allows Drew now to have that Aghanim Scepter up on the Gyrocopter. So you got a lot more damage output from him. And RR, they take the outpost and they go straight back up top. Obviously Adroit not really expecting this to happen. Fermi just going to try and outrun the homing missile, and it looks like he should be all right.
Thrice is nice.
We've also seen Natsumi does have the Radiance up on the Spirit Bear now. Should help the cause of Adroit quite a bit. It just seems like once that Guardian Angel comes in, it's just so hard to deal with RRs. They just start running at you.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Bok has been struggling quite a bit on this clock. You don't really snowball as a clock. It is hard to maintain the plays throughout a game, and it is getting later on where this clock is just starting to drop off. I mean, the hook shot's always going to be useful, but it doesn't really have any survivability after that. Adroit, are you going to smoke? Yep, they will. So we'll see Mac. He does pick up the Maelstrom now on the Ember. So you've got that added damage output. It looks like they are going to go after Drew on the Gyro. In fact, a nice hook shot is there from Bok. They trap him up, though. The Ice Blast will fly in straight from behind Drew. He's somehow still alive, but the Entangle comes in just in the nick of time. And with that, it looks like Mac wants to go for more, but he's copying a fair bit of damage. He gets 4-stuffed out of there. And RR, even though they've lost their Gyro, it almost looks like they wanted to keep going. KYXY now being controlled up. Venomous Gale will come out though. Nice Burrow Strike coming from Hustler. The Silence as well onto 2. They will get Mac surely on the Ember though. No, the mischance was there and it does affect him though. Hustler still finds him with the Sandstorm. Bok even going down to KYXY on the Omni. And so a 1-for-2 trade once again for RR.
Dire's bottom tower is under
3k net worth lead now for this Radiant side. Adroit just seemingly not able to find their footing in this game. Natsumi is still building up quite a bit on his Spirit Bear, but it just seems like his Spirit Bear goes down so darn quick. You'll see Boomy going for an Aghanim Scepter as well, but it's still quite a while, though. Top lane, Nuts goes down. 2 Bok on the clock.
Polish my armor.
Nice little pick up there from the Clockwork. RR. Rotators 3.
scans.
It may make a play for Mac, though he is quite far away from the side of RR. He will remnant out anyway towards his own shrine.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Meanwhile, Natsumi just trying to rat out that mid tier 1, but Hustler is there immediately to defend. Nuts doesn't cop the chains. Rocket Flare will connect, but Nuts should be alright on the AA. There is still Boomy looping around from behind though. He could go for a quick kill and TP out. Like he will attempt it, but just drops the water. That'll be the end of that. Hustler was there just in case. Still trying to go after that tier 1 mid tower, and Boomy should be able to find it though. Epicenter from Hustler. He gets the blink into the Burrow Strike into the Ice Blast, and Boomy will survive for now. The 4 stuff was just in time, and immediately TP's out of there. Top lane, meanwhile, Mac trying to find where this gyrocopter's gone. Alacrity looking to manfight regardless. Boomy will TP in as the Veno, but it looks like Adroit just want to get the hell out of here. As RR aren't backing off, they're moving forward, they're trying to find a target. Mac would be a very nice one, but there's just no way to lock him down unless you hit that silence. In fact, never mind, the Burrow Strike will be there, but now the hook. Bok make sure they can't follow up. Still, Bok should lose his own life, and in fact, they found Hustler on the Sand King. Now the Ice Blast flying through. They will find the Clockwork, but that's all they found so far. Now there'll be a buyback coming up from Bok. The Spirit Bear does go down, but there's the Entangle coming out on the Omni. Still Guardian Angel coming out as well. CML, where's your Paralyzing Cask? It's on cooldown. KYXY thinking about turning around, but he's got no teammates around him. They focus their attention on Drew instead, and he goes down. KYXY now, the Cask comes out. Boomy does go down to Alacrity, but it doesn't matter as KYXY will lose his own life, and Nuts barely manages to TP out of there. But it's a 1-for-3 trade. To be fair, there was a buyback being expended by Bok, but Adroit desperately needed a team fight like that. That was a lot of golden XP going the way of the Dire side. And with that team fight, they do find a tier 1 tower to boot.
Radiant's top tower has fallen. Radiant's top tower is under attack.
So Adroit finding some stable ground to stand on. We've got Mac there now with the double damage bottled up, so they may opt to go for another smoke attempt. Certainly feels like a good time for it. Boomy actually just forgets about the Aghanim Scepter. He's going to go into a Solar Crest instead. The Craggy Coat picked up by CML now. Give that over to Bok, it looks like. So you've got that added armor. Oh, going to be just a little bit tanky with that 13 armor now on the Clockwork.
And it's off.
Farm has certainly slowed down on the side of RR. They'll get the BKB up on the gyrocopter though, so Drew's going to be feeling a lot more comfortable to just man up in these team fights. More stuff as well on Alacrity now in the Drought. Spirit Bear, Natsumi, just going to TP it out. There's no way to cancel it off, and he will get out of there.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
From blaze to inferno.
Looks like Boomy just going to force in that bot lane, try to get the side of RR back down to defend. So RR, they smoke up, and it looks like it's going to be straight to the Roshan pit. This should be kind of obvious to the side of Adroit, as nobody's defending that bot lane, but it's going down so darn quickly that they may not have a chance to contest this. And yeah, RR, just a free Roshan for them. The rocket flare finally comes out to scout it out, but it's all too late.
Healing shock.
Got the third eye out. Alacrity. Putting it away to Nuts. Be very useful to Nuts, especially for his de-warding. It's giving that extra vision. Alright, smoke up, they're going to go down towards the bot lane where Boomy does show himself on the Veno. It should be a very, very easy pick-off for the side of Aran. They do get the Burrow Strike off, Rocket Barrage is there, and he has no way out. In fact, he does commit the Poison Nova. There'll be no follow-up to it though, and of course everyone on the side of Aran will survive it quite easily. The Radiant will directly go towards that outpost and go ahead and take it themselves.
Attack.
Looks like Adroit will just go ahead and trade for the other.
Dire's bottom tower.
And Adroit,
Attack.
well, there'll be no response to that. Instead, RR will go ahead and take that tier 1 bot tower. Fortification will be forced, but Alacrity can just stand out of the tower range with that Hurricane Pike.
Dire's bottom tower has fallen.
And with that, they just keep going.
Radiant's top tower.
It looks like RR are happy to trade with Adroit. So Adroit do take that top tier 2 very, very quickly with that Spirit Bear.
Radiant's top tower has fallen. Dire's structures are fortified.
Healing shock.
But Reality Rift will do the exact same.
Dire's bottom tower has fallen. Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
They'll go for a tier 3. Adroit, ready to defend though.
Radiant's top tower.
Gus will not connect onto Mac, and that'll be the end of that.
Radiant structures are fortified.
Meanwhile, pot lane, a bit more ratting going on. The Spirit Bear almost taking down that tier 3 tower. Drew will be there to defend, but she's just always going to be afraid of that lone Druid though. Bot lane, Hustler, going to get caught out. They do punish just a bit. In fact, I say a bit, but that T3 copped a lot of damage from the side of Adroit. In fact, KYXY now going to get caught out. Bok doesn't have the cogs to use yet, but he has a lot of teammates coming in. And now with the cogs, KYXY, he needs some help coming in. The Sand King will buy back throughout all this, but Adroit do just happily back out of there. And they'll even get the Spirit Bear out safely.
It's under attack.
And they've left the top tower once again. Hustler will be there in time to protect it. It will survive another day. Remarkably enough though, still only less than 1k the way of Adroit in terms of net worth advantage. Looking at Dota Plus, RR still have a massive advantage, 82% their way. Even though I don't believe they've taken a T3 tower yet. They've lost one of their own, or almost lost one of their own.
Regeneration. Boom, there it goes.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Looks like RR gonna happily take a tier 2 mid. Though nice chains comes out from Mac to set up. Now CML going in with the cask. RR though, just standing their ground, not backing off yet. Hookshot is gonna be there from Bok. He's trying to look for a cogs, but he doesn't find the one he wanted. Wanted to separate that gyro from KYXY. Wasn't successful in doing so though.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Now Alacrity just happily going to go ahead and take down that tier 2 top tower. His team is going to be there to back him out in just a second. And Adroit, they're just kind of forced to hold their high ground now.
Dire's top tower has fallen.
Reality Rift though won't force the issue quite yet.
Thanks from above.
1 minute. 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 1
Aegis will expire on Drew as well. So a bit of an opening now for Adroit. The Radiant do not seem phased, holding the high ground of that dire jungle. Rocket Flare, though, will give vision of this Radiant side.
Players here.
Nara still sticking around. I mean, they're being scouted out, but they just don't seem to mind whatsoever. Bok looking to hook in, but not quite yet as Hustler goes in for the burrow first. Now the Ice Blast actually perfectly positioned, though it doesn't seem to connect on the tail end. And now the side of Adroit moving in, trying to go after the supports in the back line. Nuts will be the first target, though KYXY falling low, but does get the Spirit Bearer as well. It looks like CML will go down, as well as Bok on the clock. Boomy throws out the Poison Nova, but only connects on Alacrity. So it's a 1-for-2 trade. There will be a buyback from CML on Adroit,
Radiant's
but RR certainly come out on top once again.
Go for me.
They might even find this Veno Boomy. He's not expecting this. Hustler is there with the Burrow Strike, and it's going to be another easy kill. Although I say that, Force Staff will be there. Homing Missile is there to follow, though. Hustler will have Burrow Strike in just a second, but may not even need it, as the Homing Missile will take him out. 4K net worth lead now remaining for RR. Droid still struggling. They have the Aghanim Scepter now up on Mac, but how much of a difference is it going to make? Looks like both teams just going to go ahead and secure an outpost each.
Purified.
Well, the Radiant side will start forcing in that mid lane. The bot lane, or rather the top lane, is being pushed in once again. RR won't risk anything. Hustler will go ahead and clear out the creep wave.
For justice.
This does buy Adroit at least a little bit of time to try and get some more farm up. Alacrity looks like he's going to go into a Satanic up next. You see the Aghanim Scepter now coming out onto Natsumi, so you do have the ability for the Spirit Bear to actually just roam around and get work done by himself. So more wrap potential for the side of Adroit. Again, outposts being traded by both sides. Roshan being scattered out by the Rocket Flare, but it won't be up for another minute and 5 seconds. Still RR are in position to go for that Roshan first. Adroit, though, are making their way up. They understand they can't really afford to give another Aegis away.
Visibility.
Radiant's top tower is under attack. Radiant's courier has been killed.
Looks like Nuts Courier gets caught out, though. Hookshot is there from Bok. He goes straight after Hustler, but he has no backup. In fact, Hustler just jumps back in with the Burrow Strike. Now they'll focus their attention onto Alacrity, but he BKBs up. Mac, who are you going for? He's trying after Nuts and should be able to find the AA, but doesn't. Mac actually goes down to Alacrity. There's just way too much damage coming out from the Drow. Meanwhile, though, up at the top lane, Natsumi did find a melee barracks and is going to find the range as well. And he should be able to get the Spirit Bearer out, though no, it looks like Drew will be able to grab it just beforehand. Still, you lost your Ember, you found the top racks. I think Adroit will be very satisfied with that. And the Roshan is now officially up.
Radiant's bottom shrine is under attack. Radiant's bottom shrine has fallen.
CML. Gust will not stop the TP. Hustler did end up finding Boomy though on the Venomancer. Now RR. Straight into that Roshan pit. Drow Ranger hits so darn hard. It's not going to take very long for this Roche to go down, and it looks like the side of Adroit will not be there to counter this. There will be a rocket flare. Bok, are you going to try and hook in? He has the vision. Hook shot will not be there in time. They've left the cheese behind though. Bok, he will at least manage to grab the cheese, but it looks like it is going to cost him his life. Ice Blast will be there, and Alacrity will clean up with the multi-shot. While that was happening though, bot lane, the tier 3 goes down. Once again, Natsumi was just taking that tier 3 while the Roshan was being taken by the side of RR. The Spirit Bear just hits so darn quick, it's just way too hard to stop it with just the Burrow Strike of the Sand King.
Where's my passion?
RR though, still going to be pretty happy. I mean, they didn't get the cheese, but they got the Aegis, and that's the main cause of concern for Adroit. Mid lane, RR setting up once again. Adroit already set up to defend. BKB will be popped by Alacrity very early on. In fact, that was, no, never mind, that was actually the Minotaur Horn. Bok hooks in with the cog. Won't find anybody.
Radiant's
So Alacrity essentially has a way to bait out the side of Adroit with that horn. But look at Natsumi once again with this Spirit Bear, just roaming around the Radiant side jungle. He does find the range barracks. The melee barracks does still stand down at the bot lane, but he's making so much work happen with this lone druid. They should be able to kill it off at the very least. Meanwhile, Bok does end up finding Nuts. Natsumi's Spirit Bear doesn't get out, surely not. They have the Frost Arrows, they have the Gust, they have the follow-up Burrow Strike. That is a tanky bear, but it will not survive.
Players here.
Alacrity is still trying to get that Satanic up, but he just needs the Reaver. Well, Mac still trying to get that Shiver's Guard up on the Ember Spirit. He's going to be the one holding the cheese as well. Pop the double damage. Are they going to try and make a play onto Drew? Looks like they will not. Mac will just use it to farm up that creep wave. Another Spell Prism being picked up by Alacrity. Both teams just seem satisfied to continue farming. There isn't much of a net worth lead for either side, RR. They only have a 1k lead for themselves right now. It's just so hard for RR to actually make any sort of play, because every time they try to, Natsumi ends up just taking another Rax for the team. Look at those Spirit Bear items. He does take towers quite quick, although bot lane looks like they have found out Boomy on the Veno, and the Ice Blast should take care of it. In fact, Drew will find the kill on the Gyrocopter. Look at that Spirit Bear, just smoked up, running by himself towards that base. That ninja gear actually allowing him to continue smoking up, and he'll just go straight after the melee barracks by himself. Well, Alacrity does come in and should be able to clean up the Spirit Bear, but can't actually man-fight if it gets too close. Hustler will be there with the Burrow Strike in control, though, and the Spirit Bear should eventually go down. I say that Hustler does still have to be careful, but it does go. Still, with that ninja gear, he could just keep doing this over and over again. Nuts. Looks like he will be all right. The hookshot will be there from Bok, and he does manage to get away.
Never refuse gold given.
So this farming game doesn't seem to be suiting RR whatsoever. We've gotten to the point now where Mac does have enough to finish off that Shiver's Guard. He will TP back towards his base for now to defend it up against Alacrity. Tier 3 tower slowly but surely going down. They'll fortify up. Meanwhile, the Bear, once again Natsumi, is just ratting out the tier 2 mid tower, and now they don't know whether they should keep going or just run away. Alacrity, looks like he did actually pop his real BKB, and now Mac jumps in, but he's going to remember the hell out of there. Bok falling quite low. He's blade mailed up, but it doesn't really matter as Bok appears to be going down. But he will be the only loss for the side of Adroit. Meanwhile, Hustler just forced to stay back towards the fountain because of this dude. And we see a Divine Rapier coming out on Drew now on the Gyrocopter. So he's had enough of this game. He can't play these games anymore with Natsumi. So Divine is out. It does give you the True Strike now as well. So there is a lot more value to it. Boomy. A fair bit of damage, still the tier 3 going down. Mac, he'll remnant out as well. Ice Blast would at least go through Mac. Now the buyback from Bok. They want to try and protect this Rax. They will lose the mid though. Now the stun will go out onto Boomy, and he gets 4-star forward to Boomy. He's gone. He'll buy back as well immediately, but CML's copping so much damage. Drew is just ripping them apart right now on this Gyrocopter. Mac, he's falling low as well. He'll get 4-staffed out, and it looks like Drew has had enough. He wants to get out now. They came what they came for. Well, they got what they came for, I should say. Although Mac jumps back in. BKB pop, but look at the damage coming out from Drew. He can't sustain it. He tries to remnant out and does manage to get away successfully, but Drew will just go straight after CML on the Witch Doctor. That's going to be a dieback on CML. Drew, do you stick around? Definitely not. But look what's happening in the mid lane. There's almost mega creeps up now. Natsumi, he is going to be able to find them. And so now you have megas. Adroit, I mean, the heroes of Adroit have literally not entered the Radiant base. It's just been the Spirit Bear. And with that, RR realizing it's not a good time to back off, just go for that tier 4, go for the Ancients. That's exactly what they do. Drew, he'll get started on one of the tier 4s, though. Bok, he does hook in. Blade Mail up, just trying to get out of there. Burrow Strike control is there from Hustler, as well as the Ice Blast. They found both. Now they'll go for the secondary tier 4 tower. Where's the defense? They're trying to base race, but Natsumi Spirit Bear is all on its own. Still, can they control the side of Reality Rift? Not quite. They...
Dire are scanning. 10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Dire team pick.
Venomancer.
Oh.
10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Radiant team pick.
Crystal Maiden.
Go.
Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Radiant team ban.
Legion Commander.
Go.
Dire team ban.
Oh.
Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds Radiant remaining. Team ban.
Int-
10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Dire team ban.
This.
Dire team pick. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Radiant team pick.
Bristleback!
10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Dire team pick. Lena. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Radiant team pick.
Life stealer.
Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Dire team ban.
Slog.
Looks like
10 seconds remaining. Radiant team ban.
no.
10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Radiant team pick.
Yep.
10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Dire team pick.
Storm Spirit.
Seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
Sack.
Choose your hero. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
Okay.
Prepare for battle.
That was hot.
Oh, that's very nice. Oh, that's
Bright and breezy. That's the spirit.
I know I can trust you guys.
Thirty seconds to battle. The battle begins.
Yeah.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Illusion!
Radiant's top
First
tower is
blood.
under attack.
And it's already icing over.
Up.
Dire's courier has been killed.
Invisibility. Huzzah! My thrift reward.
I'll take that. Everyone.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Go, fantastic.
No.
Dire's structures are fortified. Radiant's bottom tower is under attack. Dire's middle tower is under attack. Radiant structures are fortified. Radiant's bottom tower is under attack. Radiant's courier has been killed. Radiant's middle tower is under attack. Dire's courier has been killed. Radiant's middle tower is under attack. Radiant's middle tower is under attack. Radiant's bottom tower is under attack. Radiant's bottom tower is falling. Dire's middle tower is under attack. Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Fins off.
Huzzah! By my edict. Stupend!
Dire's middle tower is under attack. Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
A time to the Huzzah!
Dire's top tower is under attack.
This'll come in handy.
Dire's top tower is under attack. Top tower has fallen.
out for you.
Dire's top tower is under attack. Dire's bottom tower is under attack. Dire's top tower is under attack. Dire's top tower is under attack. Dire's middle tower is being destroyed.
I've been better punished for your sins.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack. Dire's top tower is under attack.
Thank you.
Quilled in a line of duty.
Stupendous! A tithe to the impurities. I've been wanting this. Let the fun begin. Let the fun roll.
Dire's top tower is under attack. Dire's bottom tower is under attack. Dire's structures are fortified. Dire's top tower is under attack. Dire's top tower has fallen.
So
Dire's top tower is under attack.
sec-
Over here now.
Dire's top tower.
I know I can trust you.
Dire's top tower is under attack. Radiant's bottom tower is under attack. Dire's top tower is under attack. Dire's bottom tower is under attack. Dire's bottom tower has fallen.
just
Huzzah! Illusion.
Take that.
so you
Oh! Huzzah!
up.
I've been wanting this. Let the force
attack.
Invisibility.
Dire's middle tower is under attack. Dire's middle tower has fallen. Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Stupendous.
Dire's bottom tower has fallen.
Ready to burn.
Looking for me? Huzzah!
See?
Radiant are scanning. Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
I'll take that.
Immortality is mine. Touché. Haste. Over here.
Dire's middle tower is under attack. Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Yeah.
Dire's structures are falling. Dire's bottom tower is under attack. Dire's bottom barracks